This is the Morning Swim Show for Wednesday, October 21st, 2009. I'm your host, Peter Bush. Have a great show today. About 8 minutes or so, we'll introduce a new segment here on the Morning Swim Show, the Workout of the Week. We'll bring on Coach Chuck Batchelor to talk about a set that could only be described as brutal. But first, we're going to catch up with American Olympic swimmer Garrett WeberGale, who's branching out a little bit right now to indulge in another hobby, cooking. Garrett has his own show right now that you can see if you live in the Milwaukee area. And before we get to Garrett, let's show you a quick clip of his skills in the kitchen.
Hey everybody, Garrett WeberGale here, Hook 'em. Today we're going to make one of my favorite southern style recipes, shrimp etouffee. Just kidding. Now this is my special spice that I'm adding to that etouffee, which you can only find on my website, gwgsaloons.com, so check it out, baby. Now we just gotta serve this shrimp etouffee. Let me try it out. Oh, hot! But so delicious.
All right, and joining us on Skype right now from Austin, Texas is Garrett WeberGale. Garrett, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good.
You seem to really enjoy that cooking, and you have some fun with it.
Yeah, it was great. After Rome, I spent a full month in Italy just working in a restaurant, traveling around, doing kind of a culinary tour, and then I got a chance to work in a restaurant in Milwaukee some, one of the most famous restaurants actually in the world. I worked in called Danielle in New York City a couple weeks ago, and right now I'm back in Austin. I've been cooking probably till midnight, 1, 2 in the morning every night since I've been back, and I'm working on kind of getting a restaurant gig here, started in Austin, just kind of for fun on the side, something to do.
Now, how do you work that in, though? Because anybody who's ever worked in the restaurant business knows there's exhausting hours. I mean, can you really just do it for fun on the side, or do you have to really commit yourself to it?
I think I can do it in the position I'm in on the side. I'm meeting with a guy next week, and we're going to talk just kind of, about me observing in the kitchen, helping out when I can. And everyone pretty much realizes my schedule or the schedule of an elite athlete, and they don't really expect too much of them outside of their kind of workouts and their training regimens. But, excuse me, it's something that I really want to do, and I can learn a ton from working in kitchens.
Now, what is your specialty? I mean, just like a swimmer, you can't be good at everything in the kitchen, right? There's something you excel at.
Yeah, there isn't anything I specialize in, I guess. And after being in Italy for a month, I love Italian food. I love the simplicity of it. They take 4, 5, 6 things. They're really fresh. They make something incredible out of it. Danielle, the restaurant in New York that I was at, is a French restaurant. Everything is really complicated. They have probably 30 ingredients in some of the dishes. And that's really not more of my style, actually cooking for myself at home, because, one, it's so complex, and two, there's so many ingredients you can't keep track of them. But I don't really have anything in particular that I specialize in. I just love making anything. And I'm having Chris Kubik, my assistant coach at Texas, and his wife over tonight for a really good meal, so I'm pretty excited about that too.
I'll bet everyone lines up for a chance for dinner at your place.
Yeah, we had pretty big potluck at my house last week. We had a big party at my house for the OU Texas football game with a bunch of food here this past weekend. So there's going to be a lot of cooking going on here this next coming year.
Do you have a roommate now, or who'd you room with in college at Texas?
My first year as a dorm, I lived with Poston Pritchett. The year after that, I lived with a guy named Will Sarazzi, who was on the team, and Nathan. He was on the team. Then I lived with a track guy who was a friend of mine. Now I live with another guy who's on the team. He's a senior this year.
So everybody gets home from workout. They're exhausted. They're eating McDonald's or putting together a bowl of cereal, and you're in the kitchen, putting together a 5-course meal.
We share some food here and there. I definitely make some food for them as well. But, all the people I've eaten with or lived with, they eat pretty well also. So it's really nice to have kind of someone else there who's making some good food as well.
Well, how's training going?
Training's going great, actually. I started to train when I was in Wisconsin because I wanted to come back in somewhat shape. I was lifting really hard there, and I was trained mostly by myself in Wisconsin, which is really hard. I don't know how Jason Lesak does that. But ever since I got back in the pool at Texas, I've loved it. Had an incredible practice yesterday. I felt something in my freestyle, I've never felt before. And, it's just been exciting time being back here and kind of getting a new season. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for me because I had a bit of a disappointing summer. But it's really kind of exciting to work hard again and see what I can do better this year to try and, go faster and move up this next coming summer.
Now, could you elaborate on that a little bit? I mean, you said you felt something in your freestyle recently that you haven't felt before.
Yeah, I felt something kind of with my core connecting to my arm strokes that I had never felt before. I've felt it, something similar like that before, but nothing to this extent. We did a set that every sprinter would love. It was just something really fast with a lot of rest and some easy swimming in between. And as the set went on, I got better and better. And when I get really excited, I just talk and laugh and like I'm uncontrollable. And yesterday after practice, I was just super excited talking to everyone. I could barely even sleep last night. I was so excited. For more on it, you got to check out my blog. So that's going to be a little plug for you guys to go check that out.
All right. I thought when you get really excited, you stand next to Michael Phelps and scream.
That was another instance of when I get excited, I don't really know what's happening. I just kind of lose myself sometimes, and what happens, I guess.
Hey, it made for one of the most memorable photos in Olympic history. So good for you for getting next to the big guy.
Thanks.
What do you do with that photo anyway? I mean, you got that blown up as a big poster. I mean, that's a great shot.
I have one that's signed by both Michael and I in my house. My parents have one. The one that I really love is actually the four of us. There's one particular one where we're all looking at the camera. We're holding the American flag. We've got our medals on when we're parading around the pool, and that's really kind of the most kind of treasured one that I have. Michael and I, it's a great photo, but kind of the four of us together, that really kind of summarizes everything.
You ever make like a really good, lasagna, taste it, and then just go, oh, yes!
No, the thing that I love about cooking is it's exciting to figure out, what this is going to taste like. I'm excited to try new things, see how things turn out. This weekend, actually, we're going to make homemade lasagna with homemade, big noodles that we're going to make also and have a potluck over my house too. So maybe that'll happen this weekend.
Dang, I gotta get to Austin.
Yeah, man.
That's good stuff. Well, so 2012, are you definitely all in for that?
I'm not sure. That's kind of a year-to-year kind of decision for me right now. I'm just excited to be back in the water, and ultimately, if I'm continuing to swim till then, my goal will be to make the Olympics, and I'm not really sure. A lot can happen in 3 years. I'm really excited and interested in cooking right now, but I have the love and passion for swimming that I always have. So we'll see how that happens, and we'll see how that plays out. But Beijing was such a magical experience. It's hard to say you wouldn't want to go back, but who knows what happens in 3 years.
All right, so tomorrow, the head of a major, restaurant in New York City calls you and says, you're our guy, we want you to move here full-time and be our lead chef. Do you do it, or do you say, I got to keep swimming?
I would not do it at all. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. I know, my strengths and my weaknesses. And really, this is kind of the first year where I've had a lot of people over to my house to cook, and I've been living here for 3 years. And that's partly because, I wasn't really confident in my cooking before. It would take me a lot to be confident enough to do some of the jobs that people have out there. It's really hard work. I got, really feel for that this summer. Seeing how hard they work in the industry. The guys in New York work like dogs. It's really crazy. So I definitely wouldn't take it. I'm loving my life here in Austin, Texas, and I have a long way to go. If I'm in, if I was in preschool before in the culinary food world, maybe now I'm in the beginning of middle school. I have a long way to go before I get a doctorate in cooking and food. So I'm going to stay here for now.
Well, since you're going to keep swimming, I guess you got some pretty good people to train with, including a guy that just might be the measuring stick as you move towards 2012, Jimmy Feigen.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's really talented. He works his butt off in the pool and in the weight room. And, I have no doubts that he's going to be in there. He trains his butt off, and he, wants it. He was very disappointed, I know, after this past summer just missing the team. And I have no doubts that Jimmy will be competing for these spots in 2012 games. Yeah,
we're 3 years out, but you can't help but think who could be the four guys in 2012 on that 4x100 relay.
I don't ever think
there-
about that. I mean, I didn't really even know or think about who would be on that after the trials in Omaha. I don't think anyone knew who would be on the relay in Rome. It all depends on who swims well. And remember, that's 3 years away. There's 16-year-olds out there right now who could really potentially be in that spot. In 2004, I just missed the Olympics. I could have been one of those people. A lot of people can come out and just be stellar swimmers in 3 years. So, it could be all the same people, it could be none of the same people. We really have no idea.
Well, you peaked at the right time last year, and it's good to see you back in the water, and good luck going forward.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Garrett WeberGale joining us from Austin, Texas. Garrett, wait, before we let you go, what's the website again so people can check out your blog?
It's just go to gwgswims.com.
All right, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it for that interview. We'll be right back with an interview we taped earlier with Coach Chuck Batchelor.